gonna go straight into it. Okay, we got black. All right, okay. Here we go. This is another turn zero medium timer game against QXYZPK on the Discord, who we've never played against. So let's see what they're all about. I don't know what to expect. I don't know how long they've been around, but we're just gonna take it as it comes. All right, our opponent said good luck as well. All right, so we get the classic knight f3 d4, which we're gonna meet with knight f6 d5. And then we get c3, c6, the usual. No need to reinvent the wheel here. Wonderful c bishop f4. Wow, box is in the bishop. I think we're gonna play bishop f5. I think we're gonna play bishop f5 here. What's the play now? Okay. Interesting that he does this with this bishop still here. Because how does this bishop ever activate, right? If you move this pawn, suddenly your c pawn is a liability, and you're obviously not gonna, the e pawn isn't gonna go very far. And even if you move this pawn, what if you frappuccino this bishop? It's not like that's very, you don't get a lot of bang for your buck out of that guy, right? So it's interesting. I think we probably take here. Recapture with the queen, kind of only move. Interesting. And now there's no bishop here. So what do we do? Well, here's the thing. I want to play e6. I also want to play something that limits sort of the movement of this queen. I think we probably play e6 here. Let's not think about it too much. Let's not dwell on that too much. Okay, prevents the knight from hopping in, although our knight can still hop in from here, but whatever. So, candidate moves here. We could play something like g6, which weakens f6, but we've got the queen staring at it. And obviously we can frappuccino the bishop, which is always feels nice and safe. So we can shore that back up. We also have knight b d7, obviously. But that does allow this knight to hop in here, which never feels too good. But then this also cuts off the queen. The queen can literally not move to our side of the board at all. And if we get the knight move like here, then we probably just play something like, well, if we already had a bishop frappuccino, then we'd feel pretty good playing queen c7, but in that situation, probably we play queen e7. We run it slow, then we have time to frappuccino our bishop and play knight b d7. So, because we want to cover f7 and the knight if this knight hops in like that. Okay, thank God we have time to frappuccino this bishop. This knight is actually super hemmed in. All it can do is move here, which it does do. So this knight plans on hopping in here. That knight movement is substantially stifled by knight b d7, which also shores up our knight's position. It doesn't defend f7, but f7 is so inaccessible here at this stage that I'm not super worried about it. That's interesting because we can just take this knight. Is there a good reason that our opponent has hung his knight? What do we take it? I mean, it's the most clear bait of all time. It does kind of pin his queen in place, because if that queen ever moves, then we have some potential shenanigans where we travel onto this singly defended pawn with our queen, with a queen backing it up. And I mean, that just doesn't feel fantastic for our opponent. Of course, the initial queen, then bishop, then takes, but then takes us to heaven. So it's not quite, because we don't have a knight in the area. But I mean, come on, listen. If that knight move wins him the game, if this knight sack is tactical, hats off. Our opponent wins. Congrats. Take my elo. You deserve it. There's nothing I can say. That's a bit disconcerting. We could just return now. It's about doubting his opponents again. ICA tutor, how's it going, man? What's up? What's up? Are your exams over? I'm really in crisis when something like this happens, because my instinct is just to respect my opponents so much. They are. Congrats, you're free. Mazel. I hope they all went well. I mean, you know that my instinct is to just give my opponents all of the respect in the world, which can, to my detriment sometimes. So I'm just trying to kind of correct for that, if that makes sense. Here, I like this knight move. It pressures that bishop. I can always repopulate. The only issue is that f7 remains undefended. But how does he ever get to f7? Plus, f7 is so well covered, like if he actually sacks onto it. Because we can repopulate, right? And he can't kick it with a... It seems crazy to push. Like, I really want to play a prophylactic move. Like this. We're up material, we can play this slow. But do we need to play this slow? Maybe we do play this move just to be so safe. Because how else does our opponent win, right? What, you push this pawn and you attack the queen? Okay, suddenly there's like a straight line, to your king. That doesn't feel too good. And then we can kick that bishop with... This feels like a bad move to play. But I really want to play it. Like, super bad. It will just make me feel so safe. You can also always push this. Also kind of stymies our opponents. We probably want to play this knight out, right? Because that also kind of paralyzes this knight. So the knight can't move here, and it can't move here. Where does it move? Here? Yeah, what's the play? What am I afraid of here after this? Famous last words. You can't push a pawn. Okay, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. I mean, if push here, then just captures here. We don't really care. We're doing it. We're doing it. That's quite an outpost for our knight. I mean, we built the outpost. And our opponents used hardly any time here. I don't know if this is all prep or if they're impatient. That enables an anti-castle travel. So worst case scenario, we win in just a few moves. And that feels really good for us. I'm very happy about that. Can probably do one of these now. Although it does weaken this square. But we have an anti-castle travel. Our opponent doesn't know about the anti-castle travel, I don't think. Wonder if he recaptures with the queen here or what. Probably knight out here, right? I mean, come on. And then if knight here, then we just, yeah. Although we have given this knight the ability to just run straight here, which was not the best play that we've ever made. It's not the best play I've ever made, okay? Don't get me wrong. We did just let that knight run straight there. I wonder if I should be scared of like a knight back here 2 turns in the past, you know what I mean? Probably a queen move here. I think we want to continue to hem in this queen here. Could always play the knight right back. I think that we probably want to do something like this. But we really want to defend this pawn. I'm so terrified of throwing in this position. This pawn push here is also going to happen soon, probably. You know what? I think we just do this. Goodbye, have to play law with the boys. All right, take it easy, Sasquatches. Thanks for hopping by. I hope you enjoyed the stream, man. Okay. Takes here, and then the check there is a bit of a problem. But I don't have to takes with the king in that position is the thing. I can also do a travel. Whoa. Okay, the queen sack. Okay. So he does do this. Fascinating. I guess the idea is here and then knight takes, right? The thing is that he can't actually deliver check. Like this doesn't, he can't deliver check the next move. So if I play like, if I play queen c7 in that position on that board, then I'm safe, right? I mean, I can also Jurassic Queen if I really want to, and then recapture it with an, with like a queen or something down here. Well, that's interesting. This is a creative opponent. I agree. So Samet, how good are you at StarCraft 2? Tutor, I haven't played since Wings of Liberty. StarCraft 2 used to be love and life. But I haven't played StarCraft 2 in so long. It's been forever. At the time, I was like diamond, maybe low master. But that was the very early days. I haven't touched the game for many years, maybe even like verging on 10 years or something insane. Okay, let's remember where we have to Tchaikovsky to, by the way. Depends on which piece we're Tchaikovskying with, actually. You know, I could actually sack this queen. If he does the travel here next turn, check, takes, maybe we have to be scared. I'm not sure, because he can't go back to here next turn because we just retake and that's no issue. But when do we have to do the travel? So we have to travel to this board, right? So we have G2, G3, G4, G5. Here we actually have to play G6, and then we have a check next turn, and then we can travel. So we're almost home free. If he doesn't check us this turn, then we've got the check and then the anti-castle travel. The Diamond Master. Well, now I know what game to challenge you on. Dude, I've also not played in forever. So remember that. It's not, you know, like, I'm probably not Diamond or Master, because StarCraft, you get super rusty, you know? But I mean, I'm down to play. I just haven't, like, all my friends, I didn't really have very many friends that played the game. And so I ended up switching over to games like League of Legends and CSGO that my friends actually played. This would be great for us. Samet the Turk, how good are you at Dwarf Fortress? I've never played, actually. I've never played Dwarf Fortress. I'm barely plat when in shape. Barely plat sounds about right for me as well. Let's just make sure. Let's double check here, right? So next turn, G6, G5, G4, G3, G2, mate. Okay, fantastic. In that case, we have forced mate, which I'm happy about. That's only legal move on the board, so I might as well do it. Now I know what game to choose. I didn't even know you could play. I thought it was a single player game. We win. We did it. Woo! Nailed it. The anti-castle travel. It's a good one. I ended up switching to games that people actually play, like 5D chess. 5D chess is different. I mean, I was into StarCraft for as long as I was. My friends never played StarCraft, but I got into more like social, like I had friends that did play multiplayer online games that I also wanted to play. I mean, 5D chess, I'm in it for the love of the game, not for the fame or glory, you know what I mean? And lockpicking, okay, lockpicking, I've always been into like physical puzzles, so that also doesn't count. That's also not competitive, even if it's performance based, like, you know, there's like a belt ranking system, but still. Well, it's the first time I've seen this checkmate. Looks like absolute bullshit. Wow, Tudor's never seen the anti-castle travel. That's interesting. Yeah, it's kind of like a Tchaikovsky, but you don't force your opponent's king to move, they do it for you. So if you castle and you don't have G2 defended, and you don't play G3 right afterward, then yeah, this is what you have to worry about. I've not seen the Tchaikovsky either. All right, well, now I really need to put out those instructional videos to get Tudor up to speed. GG. Rep W at QXYZPK. All right, fantastic. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. The anti-castle travel.